Hey guys, welcome back to Life with Twinsies. This is Jasmine, and today I'm giving you my reaction to Power Season 4, Episode 7. So guys, today I'm just going to give you a reaction, and I'm going to tell you about a few things in this episode that really stood out to me. This is not going to be a really in-depth review like I usually do, where I recap everything that happens. This is basically going to be my reaction to it. So let's get right in. So guys, this was another really good episode. This one wasn't an action-packed episode, but it was full of really good information, and it sets up the last 3 episodes really good. So Councilman Tate makes his appearance, so we finally get to see him, and he's hitting it off with Ghost, and it looks like they're going to have a pretty good working relationship. Teresi is confirmed as Tommy's dad. Like everyone suspected, we're finding out that that is true, and hopefully Tommy goes to check on their old dad. And guys, Tasha and Silver finally smashed. Unbelievable. But I didn't think that necessarily at the beginning that Silver was going to be Tasha's love interest, but the chemistry between those two in this episode was undeniable. So Tasha and Silver are officially in an affair, you guys. Tariq is addicted to that lean like everyone suspected, and he's still showing his behind, getting into it with his sister, you guys. And get Dre, y'all. He escapes death once again. I had a feeling that he wasn't going down in this episode, and sure enough, Tommy did not kill him. So he weasels his way out of another one thanks to Tariq's lie. And not only did he escape death, he's promoted to distro, you guys. So Tommy shows up at his stash house, and Black Grim lets him know that Ghost and Kanan robbed them. And he gets a call from Ghost, and he's telling him that Tariq's in trouble, meet up with me. Ghost fills him in on everything that happens. He's letting him know, you know, Kanan and Jukebox is behind this. They've been lying all along. This is what the plan was. I thought he was dead, but he wasn't. Tommy lets him know that, well, Tasha didn't tell you that this had happened once before, that there was a ransom. And one thing Tommy did say is he asked Tariq if Dre knew that Kanan was alive. And like I said, Tariq takes up for him, and he says no. You know, Kanan stayed out of sight, and Dre didn't know about it. So when Ghost and Tariq get to the house, and they're talking to Tasha, Tariq walks up on his mom, being disrespectful as usual, confronting her about her lying. And first of all, nobody checked him right then and there. I realize he just went through a very traumatic experience, but that ain't no excuse for popping off at the mouth with your mom. And I'm mad that Ghost didn't check his ass right then and there. But to my surprise, this episode, Raina also was a little disrespectful with her mom, you guys. When Tasha went to talk to her, and she asked her, did she know Kanan? And, you know, Tasha's just giving her the normal BS answer that she always gives. Raina's like, Mom, she's basically like, cut the crap. I don't, keep it 100 with me. What's going on with Tariq? Who is Kanan? I heard you and Dad arguing. What's going on? So Tasha gives her a little bit of information. She's telling her, you know, who Kanan was, and she gives her a description of Kanan, and she's like, if you see him, you need to let me know. But she also tells her, you know, if your brother sneaks out or if he's up to anything, you need to let me know. So a lot of people had predicted that Raina was going to be the one giving her mom information. So it looks to be that way. But I'm just saying, these kids, lying to them and pretty much downplaying everything that's going on has not worked with her kids. She needs to be honest with your kids and let them know straight up what's going on. I mean, they're old enough to understand. They got people at school talking in their ears. Why not just tell them the truth and cut out all this BS lying? Because it's just making you look real dumb at the end of the day, and your kids are losing respect for you. Tariq has none, and Raina's getting to the point where she's just like, cut the crap and be forward with, and be straight up with me. I just want to know what's going on. So Simon shows up at their house, and he has this idea of doing this interview with this lady Olivia. This is all to work on his image and to put it out there that he's interested in real estate. Silver later tells Tasha that this is a bad idea and that she will have to participate, but he's not really interested in representing Ghost anymore. And of course, Tasha's like, well, we need you there. I need you. He agrees to do it, but he makes it clear that he's only doing it for her. So guys, the lawyers meet this episode, and you know, Mock is letting them know that you guys are probably going to lose your job, but I am looking to redeem myself, and he's letting them know that he expects to do a thorough investigation. And it looks like now everybody's trying to target in on Donovan, which is really crazy to me, because I'm like, at no point did anyone suspect Sandoval. So didn't anybody think that was weird? I mean, of course, they even brought up Cooper's name at one point. They brought up Donovan's name and Angela, of course. So the only person who hasn't been a suspect up to this point is Sandoval, and nobody thinks that's weird. And of course, Mock is going over everything at this point with a fine-tooth comb. And as we see later in the episode, Saxe came over to Angela's apartment to tell her that he suspects that Donovan is the mole, and Donovan is sitting in the living room and overhears everything that he says. So that was a pretty funny scene where Donovan overhears everything that Saxe says, and Angela just says, come on in. So now that the three of them are together and they're putting their heads together, obviously the only person who's not there, and they see on the security footage that's going up the steps right before the camera was turned off, is Sandoval. So as I predicted in my predictions video, you guys, they're closing in on Sandoval. So his days are numbered, and I really think that in the finale, they're going to catch up with him. I think he is going down in the finale, and I also think Dre's finally going to go down. So we finally see the Jimenez family that everybody's been talking about, and we see that their MO is leaving. When they kill you, they leave these cards behind, and they killed a couple, and they actually took the baby, which was pretty crazy. But anyway, Tommy goes and he meets with them. He's not buying the BS that the leader of the Taurus Locos gang is telling him, and he's like, look, this is the deal that I want. He wants their territory back that Ghost had given them, plus an additional 6 corners, and he wants their contacts on the West Coast. So he's going to them to negotiate with them. And the funny thing is that they were trying to tell Tommy that they were responsible for Lobos' death when he was in prison. And Tommy's like, oh, no, no, no. I know you're not trying to take credit for that, because Tommy's like, I killed him. So the Jimenez family, they told Tommy they're going to get back to him. They're going to think about this and consider his offer. Now, when this lady Olivia interviews them, I thought this scene was really, really awkward, because it was obvious that they were being coached. Ghost kept looking at Silver when she would throw a question at him that he was not sure how to answer, and Tasha kept looking at Silver for reassurance. So it was a very awkward interview. It didn't seem sincere or even real. It was obvious that everything was staged. But this lady Olivia, you guys, the one scene where she is at the event at Truth that they're having for Ghost when he's meeting with the councilman, and she tells Ghost that Tasha no longer loves him. Is it just me, or did she seem kind of forward, a little flirtatious with Ghost? So I don't know if they're hinting at a possible affair with these two, or knowing Ghost, he would just hit it. But I don't know. She just seemed like she was coming on a little too strong, and she wanted to know the real him, and she was just a little too close for comfort. So that's something that I'm kind of, you know, I got a brow raised at that right there. Like, what's going on with this here? What was crazy to me is at that same event, Silver comes up to Tasha and he tells her she looks good, but he said the ring is a good touch, but he acted like he was real jealous about it, and she felt like she had to explain to him, oh, this is just for show. Like, really? You trying to be her side piece, so why do you think that she owes you an explanation for why she's wearing a wedding ring? Like, come on now. So Dre and Tariq have this conversation, and Dre wants to know why Tariq covered for him. And Tariq was just like, look, I just want to know the truth for everything. I covered for you, so tell me what's really going on. And Dre pretty much confirmed that Tommy didn't know about the setup with Kanan, but, you know, it was Ghost's plan and Tasha knew about it. So this addiction that Tariq has to this lean, he has no patience. His attitude is out of control. And Raina comes in the room, she busts in his room again, and she catches him, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And she expresses that she wants to go to this prep school in Connecticut, and you know, it just be the two of them, and she's trying to, I feel like she's trying to make a connection with her brother, and he has no patience for him. He's like, "I don't want to go to that dumb white school in the burbs," and you know, they end up getting into a shoving match, and he just pushes her on the floor out of the room, and he's like, you know, "Mommy's not here to save you." Really, Tariq? Like, this boy, I just hope he gets his this season, y'all. I don't want the boy to be killed, but he need a good old-fashioned butt whipping. He's getting on my last nerve. Even when the scene where Tommy was meeting with Tariq, he was still telling Tommy, like, "I don't know who to trust," and he wants Tommy to tell him straight up, "Is the stuff I heard about you and my dad, is that stuff true?" And Tommy's like, "It's not my story to tell. You need to talk to your dad about this, and furthermore, this is a conversation we need to have when you're older." But Tariq is still eye rolling. He just don't want to hear it. He still think everybody filling his head with lies. So one scene that stuck out to me was when Tasha goes to hang out with Silver and his friends at the karaoke spot. And the thing about this that I found interesting is when Tasha gets up to sing her song, Silver acted like he was so into what she was singing, and he was just smiling from ear to ear. It was clear that she had his undivided attention. And if you guys remember back, when Tasha sang at her birthday party and she was singing that song, Ghost was paying her no mind. He just had his back turned, and when she looked over and realized that he wasn't really paying her any attention, you could tell, and she was feeling some kind of way about this. But Silver, man, he's just really feeling him some Tasha right now, and she's feeling him. So it was no surprise to me when she shows up at his apartment after the event, and basically that's when they get it on. It was a really quick sex scene. They didn't really show that much, but man, oh man, this right here, guys, is going to get messy once Ghost finds out, because he's just going to feel like so betrayed, because I think that he's really going to have to put hands on Silver after something like this, because that's just the most disrespectful thing that Silver could do. You know, he's his lawyer and he's saying, "You have to trust me," and then this man is up here sleeping with your wife. So that is not going to end well for Silver. I don't know what Ghost is going to do to him, but guys, I do not think Ghost and Tasha, their marriage can recover after this, because even though, you know, he said that he wants to start over with Tasha and he's given her the ring, Ghost, is it me, or does he seem like he's still not that into Tasha? Not like he is with Angela. I feel like with their marriage, it's like Ghost is playing the role of husband. Like, he's just kind of going through the motions, like, you know, kiss you when I'm leaving to say goodbye, but it just I don't feel any energy, no passion, no chemistry between them two. And to be honest with you, I've never felt like that. Even going back to season 1, I've never felt chemistry between those two. I always felt like their marriage was just for appearances. And I mean, even the sex scenes, the only passionate sex scene that they ever had was the time when, you know, after he broke up with Angela and he came back to the house, and that one time when she put it on him, and when she put it on him and he was just looking at her like he had never looked at her like that before. I just never felt passion between those two. And with Ghost and Angela, it was so natural, and you know, the sex scenes were very passionate and everything they did, and it's clear that he doesn't have that same level of attraction or chemistry with Tasha. So, you know, him giving her that ring and a little kiss he gave her, it just really felt awkward. Like, I just feel like there's nothing there anymore between those two. And given her level of interest with Silver and, you know, the chemistry that they have right now, I don't see them really working this out. And like I said before, ultimately, I think Ghost is going to end up back with Angela. So guys, the closing scene is the next thing that stands out to me, where Tommy finally calls Teresi. Now, that conversation is pretty Hilarious, classic Tommy. It really seems like the character of Tommy and Teresi, that they could really be father and son. It's just they act so much alike, how they talk, and this whole redhead thing. It's going to be interesting to see if Tommy actually goes up to the jail to see Teresi. I think he will. I think in the next episode he'll confront his mother and try to get to the bottom of this, and he'll ultimately go to see Teresi. So you guys, like I said, this episode has so much information. I really don't have the time to break it all down in this video, but I just wanted to come on here and give you guys my initial thoughts and my reaction to this episode. But it was really, really good. I actually did not go back and watch the previews yet, so I'll discuss that in another video. So for now, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.